Hello. This is Becker Wozat, and welcome once again to LOTR, the sort of Middle-earth mods, not quite server, single-player efforts. Things are done here. That's the important thing. Things are done here, whereas right now they're not being done on the server. Where am I? I'm on an island. This may be a familiar island, but maybe you don't really know. You can see in the distance some other stuff. But, well, where are we? Well, we're in the overworld. I have to, this is the warning. I am infected the overworld, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the overworld here. There's my base. Yes, this is the island near my base. Oh, that reminds me. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. See, there's my base down there. And here's the island, and this island is going to be transmogrified. I need an area of about 50 blocks from 50 by 50 blocks or so. It'll probably be smaller than that, but that's what we intend to do with this area. Try to, let me see if I can explain this. Okay, this is where we were going to put our town. We have everything set up for the town for the villagers. And I was like, and this is where we were going to put our little grocery store and stuff like that. And maybe there was going to be a town hall somewhere. I don't know where we would put it. Maybe this is going to be the town hall and this is going to be the grocery store. I don't remember. And so I thought, well, I need somewhere to put an iron farm because I need an iron farm. And I suddenly realized there isn't anywhere to do this because there's stuff underneath here. There's stuff underneath here. There's stuff underneath here. There's stuff underneath here. Everything is taken. And this area is a mansion, not yet built. And what am I gonna do? Put it here? And so I realized I need somewhere to put my iron farm. Now over here we have, and I'm gonna show you that. Where's the boat? Where the hell's my boat? Give me my boat. Where's my boat? Oh yeah, let's lose my diamond sword while we're at this. Well, I got unbreaking, so that's okay. I went to the. What's that? Oh, that's probably a trader. And there's that pig. Do you know how long that pig has been there? That pig could be on that island. I don't care about it. That pig could stay on that island. What I did was I went over here the other day, well, a few days ago, and I just thought I gotta build a. I gotta see what we got. It turned out there were villagers here, and I'm like, oh, that's good, because previously there had not been, and some of them had gotten killed. So I came here, and I decided I'm gonna make this place safer for villagers, so I could take some of them. I'm gonna put some there. Let's see, back to where I was here. as you may well know, downstairs... Oh, no, it's over here. Wait. Here's the entrance. And then... somewhere here on an upper level, there's a space where I'm going to put some villagers for mending books. And that's what I need, is mending books. But I also need iron because I have to make some things. I've been so low on iron that I've had to go downstairs and mine out at the iron level. And so I'm like, screw it. So I'm gonna build an iron farm. So here is the start of building an iron farm. But I also need to have mending books. I've been doing some fishing, and I have not gotten any mending books from fishing. So I just basically built all this, and I noticed I made it all out of cobble. But I really like the designs I've made for this. This like this, and it's like a jigsaw puzzle house or something. And I got a bunch of these. I'm still leaving that stuff there, I know. Okay, now what happened here? This is a small tower so that I can look over the whole place. But the moment I put the ladders, a couple of villagers went up the ladder and I couldn't stop them. And so since I realized they could just open the door and go up ladders anytime they want, and they never go down ladders either, that therefore I did it like this so that they can't use it. But they are up there. Hello, how are you? So from here you can see a lot of these kind of houses. These are nice little houses. They're very small. They're very compact. They take up a little more space than they really should. And I'm not getting rid of the old houses. I'm just complementing the old ones with the new ones. It's like a bit of a structure. There's our screenshot. I also put a layer on top of that so that nothing spawns on top of that. And I also made it so nobody could fall in there, which is also a problem. We got some sheep. We got a couple of cows, 3 cows at least. And, yeah, once I started putting down all the beds from all the sheep, and suddenly we got tons and tons of these guys, and I extended the crops, because that's what they need, is crops. So now we've got a lot of people planting crops, a lot of people, and we got a lot of iron golems. But wait, maybe we don't need an iron farm. Yeah, well, how do you kill iron golems without them ganging up on you, you know? But we have some... You guys better not fall off, because it's easy to fall off this place, you know. We don't need 2 people. We don't need 2 people up here. We only need 1 person up here. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is you're not coming? That's your choice. Right. Hi, guys. Every one of these guys has ridiculous names. Kevin with an E. I really should feed more of these guys, but that's not important. And I managed to catch a horse. For all the good that'll do. This wall is annoying, but it's necessary, because otherwise they'd get up from the bed and they'd find themselves on the other side of this, and they'd be standing on a very narrow ledge. So that's no good. I only built these trees. That tree hasn't grown yet. Come on, hurry up and grow. I had to chop down a few trees, obviously. Otherwise, I couldn't get the oak logs needed for these, and so on, and so on, and so on. Davis, and what's the other one? Esmeralda. Chauncey. There is part of the island is not being used for this. But at first I thought, oh no, that's terrible. But then I'm like, well, it's obvious we don't need to use this. But we do have these to keep them in. I did have some of them wandering around outside until I was finished with the build. Biggest problem we're going to get is Enderman, probably. More in the back over here. And over here you can see... There's not... Originally I had a bunch of them wandering around outside in the water, like you saw that pig earlier. But they're not doing that now. They're just I've gotten them back inside, so that was good. That's pretty much it, really. It's a small place. This is a dead end. Yeah, walk back this way. I put some flowers around because I have lots of extra flowers. Right, so then there's another one over here, and there's another stairs over here. There's little stairs. I like this bit here. You know, you got the red ones on this level, and on the upper level you've got the yellow ones. That kind of works. I like they just got extra stairs in a few places. It's kind of nice. It's all cobble, though, because I'm trying to indicate how much I don't want to be in this place. I also wasn't able to build anything here. I could probably build something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could probably put another building here. I decided not to. It's a lovely. I also didn't build anything on that side. That's good. Can't do anything about him. He's stuck up there. Can't get him down. Yeah, the back over here, there's nothing here. It's just a wall. Nothing there. It's just sand. Had some blue flowers, so I put some blue flowers out. Not a big deal. This doesn't go anywhere. There's just another dock. And this, of course, goes... This, again, goes to the other area. Oh, you're appearing in there. You want to come in? No? I guess that was my chance to kill it, but never mind. So that's the basic gist of this area, and I'm going to leave it now. We are going to try to get some villagers to come with us, but only once we got the iron farm ready to set up. But it's not ready to set up, and that's because I haven't built anything yet. I have to terraform the island. Not this island. This isn't even an island, is it? Oh, it is an island. Well, there was an area here with more crops, but I needed more space. I decided to get rid of it. That's how it goes. Yeah, because I had all these villagers out here, and now there aren't any villagers out here because they've all gone in there. That's good. It's still this part of the village is still part of the village. Don't you get me wrong. So there we go. That's the whole thing. That's the whole story, and I'm sticking to it. It's a mess. This whole thing is a mess. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I needed mending books, and I spent like 3 hours fishing, no mending books. And so I've got to do something to get a mending book. So here we go. There they are. Yeah, I knew they were there. Somewhere. And so it's time to mess this up. Now, here are the things that we need to do. We need an area that's approximately 50 by 50. And it needs to be well lit so that nothing spawns in it. Except later we're going to need to spawn a zombie. Secondly, we have to get rid of every cave in the area. There must be no caves. Because that's necessary for the iron farm. Now, the third thing is I can't build the iron farm on camera. For the simple reason that I need a picture to show me what I'm doing. So let's see what we got here. And I got more iron, like I said, from the basement. But it's like, what am I going to do with this stuff? I need to make hoppers. Let me see. How many hoppers do I need? I need 9 hoppers. So I need 45. I just carried stuff in here. I don't know what... Some of this is needed for the iron farm. Some of this is not needed for the iron farm. And that's just how it goes. Alright, need these, need these, need these. Alright. So we need 18... Alright. I've been holding on to that knowledge for a few days. That's a lot to do. Okay, I've only got 69 dirt. Nice. These guys are not for here. These guys are for working on the south wall, which I was doing, but I had to refill the shulker boxes, and I've been carrying them with me. And I'm like, I need an iron farm. Well, you're going to say, but you got 60 ingots left over. Yes, I have 60 ingots left over, and I still need an iron farm. Also, I don't need 2 name tags, but in case one doesn't work and something happens. I also need more black dye, and you will do nicely. I'm so low on black dye. Alright. Alright, so the first thing we have to do is... it finally grew. That was timed pretty well. But the first thing I gotta do is kill the sheep. Because I have enough beds. Well, let me double check that I have enough beds. 1, 2, third bed over there. Yeah, I got enough beds. Because we need 3 beds for my iron farm. So, off you go. No extra mobs around here. If there's... I think there's another sheep around here somewhere, so if I kill it... Alright. Alright, well, I gotta get more, wood, so we gotta go over here. That's acacia. I gotta chop all them down. But this is the importante one. It's like the early days. Everything has to be done. And I have to double check about the caves. Look at that. 20 saplings from one tree. That's too much. It's too much. Whose idea was that? But we got some logs now. In case we need more logs. Oh, we're going to need more logs. I could just tell you we're going to need more logs. Alright, let's see. Move this to horizontal layer. Now, over there is a gap. And that's why I'm going to build a bridge from that side over to here somewhere. But this is going to be flattened on the ground level. And so what we're going to do up there is have a bridge, but we can't have it go over there. So we'll just have a bridge that goes down at some point. Or we might move the bridge down there. That's not a bad idea. Have a low-level bridge. No reason we couldn't have a low-level bridge. In fact, I should look into that, but first let's make this work. And we got to chop down all the other trees too, actually. If we decide we want to replant the trees, we can, and we will. But I gotta get saplings for that. Alright, chop you down. Not getting very many saplings from acacias. Alright. So I'm going to need to build a couple more chests. And I've got enough for one more chest. One more double chest. Oops. And then after that, the remaining 2 are for the iron farm. I'm not particularly concerned with getting everything right. I'm going to kill some creatures. Taste my sword. Tastes like Unbreaking 3. The other one has Sweeping Edge. There's the other sheep. I heard the other sheep. There it is. I see you. Na 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 na. Nah. Might be one more. I don't remember. Yep. Where are you? There you is. So I got enough for one more bed if I absolutely need to continue using that bed while I'm using the other beds for the iron farm. So there's that. Hooray. Hey, we're getting there today. We're getting somewhere today. Ooh, that's a nice color. How did that happen? Must be because of this place. This place is cursed. It's built on a sheep burial ground. This is a sheep burial ground, and the place is cursed. I don't know how much of this place needs to actually be terraformed. I need a 50 by 50 area. It's not really that I need a 50 by 50 area. It might be only 40 by 40 is needed. I really love that. Look at that. That looks just so cool from this distance like that. I don't know. I'm acting funny today. I have this nasty suspicion things are going to be really, really bad. It might be the end coming soon to a world near you. Hey, when you don't know... How is it... Oh, I know what happened. The end cometh. Alright. One more that I know of. Oop. Dum 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 dum. Now that's gonna... Presumably those are gonna vanish. Unless there's some wood. Alright, now that island area, we might leave that alone. If we do that, it'd be kind of funny. But I gotta... There's just fish over there. Alright, here we go. We need as much dirt as we can get. If we run out of dirt, we have to go back and get some from the base. We could do that. There isn't a travel advisory of not going there because you go to my base, you get deported or something like that. Oh, and I remember now. I gotta have the X's on because otherwise I'll miss it. All right. Okay, they are disappearing. I gotta wait for that tree. I saw that. I saw that. Something going on over there. Let's, I saw something was over here. There they... Oh, no, that... Oh. I thought it was an illager or pillager or the... whatever the thing is called that travels around and kills people. And the answer is phantoms. All right. So well, we've got a start to everything. So that's what we need. Is we need a start to everything. You got more dirt. That's the important thing. Is we got more dirt. I don't even have a furnace here. All right, so we're going to assume that we don't need to go to that area, but of course we're going to need to go to some area or other. We need to have an area of approximately 50 by 50, and we can't just dig there. So it might not be a full square 50 by 50. All right, so this. All right. That's the start. Yep. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's clay, isn't it? Well, we're not here to break clay. I got plenty of clay plenty of clay back home, and I need it to stay here. We can turn some stuff into dirt, though. Alright, we are getting there. Well, we're here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bloop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bloop. There we go with that. It doesn't have to be a 50 by 50 area. It just needs to be an area that is 20 blocks surrounding it. I think they said 20 blocks. Does not have any villagers. And so this has to be far enough away from that area, which it is. See, the reason we can't use this is because underneath this stuff are other things. We got like, what was it? The cold thing, the nether wart, and then over here we've got down there underneath this we've got the other stuff. This stuff had the thing we're trying to build, the farm, is going to have an underground aspect to it, you see. So that's why we have to do this. And I gotta be careful here. No X's. How is it there are no X's here? Doesn't seem likely, does it? Maybe there's X's over here. Oh yeah, there's X's over here. Alright, well, do that then. Brum, brum, brum. Brum, 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 brum. And I have to look for caves in this area. If I don't find any caves in this area, I'm going to be in trouble. Fine. Fine, I don't mind. I don't mind, I don't mind. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Oh. Yeah, those guys down there, they don't know what's going to happen. I got to take let's see. If I remember correctly, I need 3 villagers. And I need 1 zombie, and I don't know how we're going to get a zombie in here. See, the problem is the guy who made... Let me take a drink for a second. The guy who made the... There's like 2 videos for this from different people. There's also there's other village thingies that require villagers, and they got some that require 12 villagers. They've got some that require 3 villagers, and so I'm obviously making the one with just 3 villagers because I don't need to go crazy with everything I need. I just need a few things, just a few bits of extra iron. I believe I could spend some time AFKing. On the other hand, I might not because they didn't show how to do AFK. Those are really stupid videos because they don't have anything. You know, that's like they build it in creative mode, and I'm like, well, that's great for them, but it's like, how am I supposed to get? You know, they should have built it in survival mode to show that it could be done in survival mode. Now we have the traders here. I don't need the traders here. I don't ever need the traders here. I'd be a fool if I thought I needed the traders for something. Oh, when did this happen? How did it happen over here? I screwed up. Well, could be worse. Could be worse. We need the dirt. And we need to look, as I said before, I didn't see any caves when I went around here placing torches, but that doesn't mean there aren't caves here. It just means I didn't see any. I think I screwed up. Oh, here's the rest of it. Don't agree with what I'm saying. What do you want, Randall? Brown dye. I got all the brown dye I want. Coral blocks. I'd like to have some of those. Yes, that's nice. It's about the only way I could get that stuff. Those coral blocks. Coral tombstone. As long as you don't stay on the island for too long. Oh, we got some copper now. And cobble. Alright. Back to work. Oh boy. Hey, we might get this done early. It's only been 36 minutes. And I did most of my talking already. This is not the correct depth. It almost counts as a cave. It's not actually a cave, but that's not the point. Yeah. We got this. Gotta deal with that. Huh? We'll know if we get any caves when we've flattened everything. Okay, so that's negative 155. Oh. Negative 156. 148. Wait, wrong number. 356. So we need this to go out to at least 406. Oh yeah, we got plenty of space for that. Okay, so from 156 we would need to go down to 106. Yep. So that's not a problem. We could do this. We could just flatten the whole thing out. No problem. Okay. What? I think there's still more animals around here. Besides those bozos, which are not animals. Yeah, it's not important. Got some iron. I know that if Uvmo were to start watching this, that Uvmo would be very upset at me. How dare you? How dare you do an LOTR episode without being in Middle Earth? And I'm like, it has to be done. I have to build the iron farm. I don't want to build the iron farm, but it has to be done. Anybody has a problem with me building an iron farm obviously does not want me to succeed. And if you don't want me to succeed, then you're just a troll, really. Yeah, you heard me. Alright. Huh? There's a meme that goes like that. Alright, so let's go looking around here to see if we can find any caves around the edges of this place. Oh, 106. That's exactly what we need. Well, it goes out to here, though. Yeah. Nothing in this vicinity. That's a channel, that's not a cave. Or a... Alright, what about on this side? Oh, more iron. I knew there was more iron here somewhere. Forgot. No, that's not a cave either. I'm not doing a very thorough job of inspecting it. Nothing there. Another pig. Oh, and the other sheep. I knew there was another sheep, but I'd forgotten where it was because it's a different color, and so that wasn't supposed to happen. Should I just kill them all anyway? Can't have mobs in. There's a thing that looks like a cave. Aha. Definitely gotta do something about that. And I see that you have grown again, but I can't dig you up right now. So there is one cave in this area. That's nice to know. Taking up a lot of space here, there, boss. Yeah, what we should do is we should just clear out the areas on top of these things. Sounds like rain. It's rain over there, but it's not rain over... Oh, this is a savanna. Don't always get rain in savannas, I guess. Something like that. Do. The idea of what could you do in the Lord of the Rings area, the Middle-earth area, with the Middle-earth mod, that's a pretty good question. And, you know, all you've got, what can you really do with it? And the answer is you can do all kinds of things with it. You can build in it and stuff, but it's like getting some of those things, like they don't... It's just not that viable a situation. I mean, you need... You know, you need iron, and I have trouble getting iron in Middle Earth. That's just all there is to it. Can't do it. Alright, now... I'm kind of upset that I have to spend this time doing this instead of building something in Middle Earth. I mean, I do have a lot of stuff to do in Middle Earth. And I'm especially upset because I can't build the whole thing on the stream because I don't remember how it goes. I have to look at a video while doing that, and that would be a copyright issue. Using someone else's video to build something. I am not good at redstone, and I am not good at... whatever you call building these farms. It's not that good at it, really. Alright. These have to wait because I need to, you know. This is disappointing to me. And why there specifically? I couldn't tell you why. I found the spot and I thought that'd be a good place to put it. It's because it's outside of this range, I think. But I don't know if we're going to connect to that area. We might not. I don't know. We need to have an area that's completely clear of all the junk that we are setting up. And now we're out of space, so we gotta move the cobble. And we're gonna have to build one of these. Just one. Gonna start moving everything else in there. Uh-huh. Hey, I'm busy today. I'm not gonna... I know you might want to do trading, but I'm busy. I can't do trading with you right now. I gotta do something about that underground. Oh yeah, we need to do that. We got time now. We'll do it now. Well, cobble might actually be better, but we got plenty of dirt. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Not there. It's not there. Oh, here it is. Isn't there like another one somewhere? Wait, this is the edge. This is the end of it. Wasn't it over here? Wait, have we found a second cave? Yeah, that's the first cave. Alright, oh man, it goes all the way down there. You know what we're gonna have to do? Let's see if we could do this one first instead. We can't do either of these. 2 caves now. Maybe there's another one down here. I guess there's a certain level below which we can't. I'm gonna have to just clear out this whole area. Just clear out this whole area, I guess. That's a huge disappointment. Let's get some of these ready. It'll get done. It'll get done. So, how's everybody doing? He asks when there's nobody actually watching at this precise moment. Of course, there are people watching in the future. Hello, future people. I'm sorry that the world is worse in that day than it was in this day. Ooh, what's going on over there? Jungle biome? Every once in a while you see something and you're like, what the hell is that? I haven't been in the overworld in ages. I mean ages and ages. This isn't funny. This is a really serious tragedy. Wonder if I've even got enough space for the rest of this. Uh-oh. I screwed up. Which is more efficient, to get these now, or to go back and drop off the ones we have and then come back? Actually, I should do all of these. But we'll hold off on that. And I gotta get those guys, and I gotta have to come back for those guys. This is gonna be one of those few times, like happened at the island, where I'm not going to be building any crops. Well, I set up a crop area, but it's the villagers that did the crops, not me. Should keep one of those at least. Looks worse now. What do we got here? There we got a hole in the ground over there. Now to get those, I gotta go up here and do these. Which might cause a problem. On the other hand, it might not cause a problem. There you go. Yeah, it becomes more of a problem the more stuff has to be done. Oh, we got that. Okay. All right. Might have bitten off more than I could chew. I'm gonna have to relight everything. I do not want to relight everything. I'm so used to not lighting stuff up in Middle Earth that they have to do so again. And this time with shaders on. Remember, when I'm off camera, I don't have the shaders on. Used to be when shaders were first introduced, everybody was like, hey, shaders are so great. At some point, they were. Oh, wow, look, I got room left. Yeah, at some point they said how great shaders were when they first introduced them. I think this was during MC Beta. I think the first time I ever saw a shaders video was B00. I was all excited about, hey, wow, look at what can be done with Minecraft. That's better than what I can do. And I was, I hate that. I'm going to put you guys to death. If you don't leave soon, I'm going to put you guys to death. Just saying. Yeah, I definitely need more. I'm already running out of space for everything. Well, might as well. Let's see what we got. What we got. Ah! Oh, shit! Every time I think I've turned off that mod... Don't do that! Alright, so dirt goes in the other one. Or dirt goes in that one. And I gotta be extra careful about all this. You guys are just not welcome here. Running out of space. Yep, ran out of space again. I mean, do I really need a beach trapdoor? Oh, I made a beach trapdoor because I'm going to build the bridge out of trapdoors. That's why I have that tree that's not growing right this exact minute. Ah. What am I going to do here? I could save some space by putting in the raw copper, but I'm going to have to. We also don't need the wheat seeds. Much though I could use that to make bone meal, and I wouldn't mind having bone meal. Yeah, I don't know if we'll need this. It might be easier to build at this end. But I really don't want to involve that island unless it's absolutely necessary. I'll probably make the decision to do that off camera. Right. More flowers up here. That's a surprise. All right. Bit of a casual day today, I think. Never thought I'd be destroying this island. Destroying the naturalness of this island. I originally said I wasn't going to do that. And now I have done it. That's really a sad moment, if anything else. Alright. Alright. Well, we've gotten most of the island. Didn't see that. Most of the island has been messed with. Alright, here we go. Things do not always go well. Sometimes they just don't. Is this the level with the... Yeah, this is the level with the flowers. Okay, that's what we need. Don't really need the flowers. Well, we got... I need black flowers. Not red or yellow ones. I still had plenty left over after I used all those red and yellow flowers over at the village. Alright, finish this area. Oh, we gotta do that. No, not doing that yet. Flattening the island. I'm not even sure if I have to flatten the island. I mean, it's possible that they said that it should be done a little bit higher than sea level, and if that's the case, then I'm in serious trouble. But you know, it would be a simple matter to just simply rebuild an extra layer up here, if that's what must be done. All right. You know, I probably should connect to that island. Let's see what we got. It wouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, we could connect to that island. The last bastion, but we don't need to. I think if this is where it starts, then that's all we need. We don't need that area. That area could be, you know, we're gonna have to do a lot of placing of dirt underwater until we've. Well, wait a minute. 156. Oh no, but there's one over there, and then this is in this area. Yeah, that's bad. Oh, it's bad. It's very, very bad. Boo. Fine. Fine, be that way. Huge disappointment. And now we don't even have room for anything else. Pfft. Well, what we can do... beach logs. More beach logs there. Okay, yeah, since we're going to just get more beach logs eventually. Need more of these, I think. Make some space, I think. But what to do with the sticks? Well, we could have another one for wood, I guess. We don't really need the boat here, do we? Actually, I'm supposed to have two boats. There's the other boat. One of the boats is for the farm. Alright. Got enough problems as it is right now. Getting there. All right, next. Okay, we're running out of space here. I really don't want to go that fast, though. I'm going to run out of food earlier. Already got to eat. I listened to Def Leppard's first album again for the first time in years. Of course, I knew how the songs went. I used to listen to... Uh-oh, ran out of space. I used to listen to their stuff all the time. Like once a week I was... Alright, I've run out of space. I gotta drop everything off. I had to download... What was I saying? I had to find my CD, I had to play it. That was back when we used to pay for CDs. Oh, those were the days. Yeah, pay for CDs. That's really something. Oh, we're running out of room for dirt, aren't we? Thought we might. Don't know why I wanted to play that album. It was just spur of the moment. My CD player isn't long for this world. Old technology usually isn't long for this world, I mean. Whoop. The hell was that? Blah! I gotta be careful when breaking the regular stone, because you break the stone. If you break the stone while I'm holding down the grave key, and suddenly it breaks all of the stone underneath it, and I've got a humongous cave. Something like that. So guys, gotta be really careful. Make sure you use V. I don't know what the key is normally, but I've switched it to V, and that's what we got. We're using V. For shaped digging. For those of you keeping track at home, I was using Digimus Maximus, or whatever it was called. Pretty good one. Maybe. Alright, well, gotta be done here. Yeah, there's this general lack nowadays of people really caring about classic heavy metal. Of the lighter, it's a lighter metal than they have now. That stuff was really big back in the day. Def Leppard was hated by the British, and they are British. And that was just part of their endless travails of what they had to go through. And although the U.S. sort of embraced them, they didn't have any hits for some time. You feel sorry for them. But none of that matters. Song I hadn't heard in years was When the Walls Came Tumbling Down. I forgot how much I loved that song. Yeah. But with all good things, the album comes to an end after some 40 minutes. You know what? I'm getting tired of talking right now. I mean, nobody wants to say anything on the stream. I've got the thing open for comments. I don't know what to say. Yeah, and we require a lava bucket to have the thing so that the iron golems get killed. A water bucket. I've forgotten what the water bucket was for. There was like an AFK thing. I may have assembled what was required for the one video for the iron farm, but then I ended up deciding to go with the other one. Yeah, it made no sense. I don't remember what the cobblestone wall was for, but we got stone tiles wall because we're going to build most of that out of stone tiles. That's why I've got those here. These are not, so they're just there because I have them there. The cobblestone wall, though, is for that. That was where that was. And so when we build the bridge over to here, we've got... Never mind. What am I going on about? It's one of those things is some people want to just watch a video. They don't want to have to comment on it. And I understand. I don't necessarily know why I would want to understand that, but there are times I watch a video and I don't want to comment on it either. Just sit there watching it. Bit disconcerting, though. This is either going to go 2 hours or 3 hours based on how much time I have. I mean, I've got plenty of time, but it's based on what gets done. If I get everything done, then it won't be needed to be... I won't need to do a 3-hour stream. Mm-hmm. It's a pickup game. That's all this is. It's just picking stuff up. You gotta run out of room to pick things up. I have to go put them away. I've done so many videos like this. Just quick, let's dig everything. And, okay, we've dug everything. Now what do? Now we gotta pick it all up. You know, how short are we on this stuff? You know, since I still need more stone, for the walls. I should just use the furnace we got for everything. Up, we're running out of room. That's it. Whew. Well, it's hard. It's honest work, but it's hard. Sort of thing. Oh! What was that noise? Finally, that grew again. If I had a way to speed this up, I could. But I need to preserve my food because I don't have all day to go messing around getting more food from elsewhere. A lame excuse. Yes, I know, I know. So, how's everybody doing? I think I'll spare everyone the details of my latest health problem. At least I know I'm not hypochondriac because I actually have the health problem. Even if it'll go away later. When the walls came tumbling down. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I have to admit, I loved Def Leppard for a period of time in the 80s. I thought they were absolutely the best. This was still during high school. It was before I went crazy about Pink Floyd. And you know what the truth of the matter is? I kind of wrote them off. After that. They were never quite as good as far as I was concerned. But that said, they really are nice. And they recently had an album, I've already talked about this before, Diamond Star Halos. It is a good album. It is worth listening to. That's all. I don't have anything further to say about them. Where's the rest of the beach log? Didn't I have more beach log? Yeah, wait a minute. What is going on here? I ran out of room for dirt already. Here it is. How are you doing? Do you suppose this would have been better? have it in the middle, and then it's completely surrounded by water. That might have been a better place to have the iron farm. The thing is, I don't know where I'm going to put the AFK thing because I don't know what the AFK thing looks like. I looked at the video, but I don't remember. It might be that I could maybe go AFK underneath the iron farm in an underground passage that I could just I could just take a rail, a small underwater rail thing to come here and go wherever that is, and that's been on my mind as a thing that could happen. Oh, I almost pressed the grave key by mistake. I'm telling you, this is a huge booby trap. If I do that, my build is doomed. The only solution for fixing that would either be creative mode, or it would probably take a month just to find all the little bits and pieces. Or what I could do is I could go somewhere else and build my stupid iron farm. Ah. All right. Maybe I could place these while I'm still... Oh, they went over here. It's disappointing content as far as I'm concerned. To have to go around here and picking up everything, and there's no interaction with anybody. Maybe the problem is there needs to be more interaction. There needs to be more excitement in this. I can understand that. It's not really the point. Uh-oh. Alright, that's it. We're only at an hour 30. Look at how much I've gotten done now already. Yeah. This one. You think it's if you think it's boring now, wait till you see how boring it is. Or you should see how terrible it is when I'm doing. I'm gonna be doing more live streams. I have to. I'm just gonna have to start doing more live streams. There's no escaping it. But the problem is There was that strange sound again. It was like... What was the... Anyway, the... What the hell was I saying? Oh, there's more over here. This is getting a little chaotic, I think. Oh, man, you guys. I don't mind leaving a few of these behind. But if you see one and you can rescue it, then you should, because otherwise it means more work. I've run out of places. I mean, I've just about emptied the iron quarry, or whatever you want to call it. Place where I've been getting my iron downstairs in the base. It's a lot going on there. Those fish are still there. They don't move. No, there's just not going to be enough. It was because of one dirt. One too many dirt. And now I'm out of room for cobble as well. Great. Yeah, most of the work I do off camera is because I have to watch a video during it because of the sheer boredom. This is almost as boring. Almost. Not actually as boring, but it's almost as boring. There's only so much I can take. Alright, let's light them up. Yep. Really don't have time to do this right now. I gotta... Oh, got more iron. Hope this is enough. If I have to make more chests, I'm going to be upset. Alright. Let's see. You're getting too far away from land. Why do they drift anyway? I can understand if a dolphin started pushing them. Maybe a squid. I don't know. Got to flatten the area out first. Then I got to make the perimeter of figure out exactly how big the perimeter is, and then after that I got to find some way excuse me. Find some way to get those caves. Well, I figure what I could just do is just dig a hole above them and go underneath. Yeah, what could we say? 1987 is really the great betrayal of music. It's when the music I was listening to on the radio suddenly wasn't being played, wasn't the kind of music I wanted to hear, was not done. I'm not making sense here. The kind of music I was listening to on the radio changed, and I didn't like it. And I'd been listening to radio music from diligently since 1983. But the music was really great since about 1981. Yeah. Huge disappointment, all I could say. Everybody's switched to keyboards, and it was just vocals and keyboards for most people. Now that's good if you've got synthesizers and you've got some interesting sound, but they were eschewing guitars, including one of my favorite guitar sounds, which was the bass. At the time it was my favorite. It's not my favorite necessarily all the time, but yeah, was I upset about that? And it's like, where's all the guitars? You got people like Whitney Houston, who's, even if there is guitars and drums in her music, she's focusing on her vocals, and I'm like, I really much prefer a band. Well, you know, people liked Whitney Houston or they didn't. You know, it was just one of those kind of things. And just, as they say, fine, you know. But it's like they're playing her music on the radio. Def Leppard. Well, Def Leppard's album was so... Their new album at the time, Hysteria, was just so good. But they weren't getting as much airplay on the station, and there were other problems, and I was like, ah. And there was a shift. There was a shift from enjoying music on the radio to having to buy the album if you want to hear the song. That was very, very disconcerting, literally. Andesite. We've got andesite. That's a surprise. We have so much andesite, it's ridiculous. Remember when we had the create mod on the Middle Earth server? It was still called the create server. In fact, I think it's still called the create server, but it's the Middle Earth server. And we had create and because of create, we had the world generate lots of extra andesite for all the things that had to be made for the create mod. Well, this is like that, only it's vanilla, because the Middle Earth mod doesn't do anything. To the overworld. I, on the other hand, am doing plenty to the overworld. Yeah, the great betrayal of music was when they stopped doing... There was still great sounding music and it still got on the radio and they still played it and I could still enjoy it. But I noticed a distinct lack of heavy metal. I mean, I counted heavy metal as something harder than what Def Leppard had done. Like, for example, Scorpions' Rock You Like a Hurricane. Accepts Balls to the Wall, Quiet Riot even, with Metal Health, and Come On Feel the Noise. And there were a few other groups. But the point is there wasn't anything like that in the late 80s. There was just Def Leppard. I mean, you have Metallica, for example, but they weren't playing Metallica on the radio. They never did in those days. Then one day there was, I found a heavy metal station. I'm like, oh, good, we got a heavy metal station. But the thing is, it wasn't around for very long, then they got rid of it. Changed it into new age, not new wave. I hate the fact that there's new age and new wave, and I keep confusing the names. Because I didn't hear the term new wave until... Man, there's so much of this stuff. And I forgot why I have lapis. Where did I get the lapis from? Was I just carrying lapis around? Alright, where are we going to put this? We got to put this somewhere. When that's filled up, then, well, then I'm going to need more of these. I could get more shulker boxes. Some of these are 8 components and some are 7 components. Does anybody know why, when this changed so that they go from being straight to being italics? Alright, let's get going with the rest of this. It's gonna take a while. Oh boy. Yeah, I call it the Great Betrayal because I felt betrayed. I wanted to listen to music that I liked. Some heavy metal, yes. I remember there's this one DJ played a joke. And now some heavy metal rock and roll! You call me from the room in your hotel. That's by Phil Collins, by the way. All for romance. It's a good song, but it's definitely not heavy metal. And when I say it's a good song, I of course say that other people like it. I don't mean me. I lost all respect for Phil Collins because he'd been doing stuff like Sussudio. And, yeah. And every time there was a light rock station, they'd say, Phil Collins is on this light rock station. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't want light rock. We got plenty of light rock. We need heavy rock. Somebody bring in Sisyphus. Oh, that would explain it. That would explain why Pink Floyd had a song titled Sisyphus. It was because of... It's a reference to heavy... How come I didn't know that? Because the term heavy rock is not used generally. Well, I'm not angry at them. Or I'm not even angry at Phil Collins. He played the music he wanted to play, and if he wanted to play some slow stuff... Yeah, it's just me ranting at this point. Let's rant. Oh, running low. Amazing. I got all of it. Actually, you know what? I need to put one up here. Look at how bright it is. Look at how bright that background is. Now the thing of it is, this is being done under shaders. For some reason there's a bug where everything gets brighter and brighter and brighter when you're in this screen. But it's trying to do this. It's trying to change the color of everything. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Alright. Why do we have more weed seeds floating around? There was a lot of I don't really have a way to put this without sounding terrible. My station was playing a lot of music that had a lot of black acts. I am not bothered by that at all. But when you have a need for heavy metal, there aren't going to be so many black acts on that. You know, they're doing their own style of music, and I love their style of music, and I listen to it all the time. But there is a need for a quota of a certain amount of my type of music on that station, and I felt that they were playing that music a little bit more than was actually part of the top whatever. Like, it wasn't as popular as they were playing it. But maybe they were, and it was just a certain neighborhood was complaining about lack of their representation, which is possible. I was upset about that, but I was like, why does politics have to get into music here? I mean, can't they just play the music we want to hear? And I felt like I was getting this short end of the stick, is what I'm saying. And it was not just Black X. There was Black X. There was and then Miami Sound Machine started appearing, and I was like, this is an entirely different cultural thing. They had not been playing music of a Latin bent. I don't know if bent is the wrong word to use here. They were not playing music of a Latin bent, but now they were. And of course it's just more music that's likable, but they played a whole bunch of it after a while. Not against it, I'm not against it, but I was saying... Oh, we still got some here. Eh? What you're saying is you want the long end of the stick. Ah, yeah. No, what I'm saying... How are we going to do this? Does this work? Oh, okay. Ah! Oh, crap. I did it again. No, all I was saying was that I wanted to have some representation, and it was being denied me, and I didn't know what to say about it, and I switched to the heavy metal station, and then they took it off the air, changing it into New Age. There were very, very few New Age songs that I cared about, and all of them were by level 42. And they aren't really New Age. They are New Wave. They're a New Wave band. Technically, they're punk, and so roll over your sleep on that bed. Yeah, what can I say there? That's not a very good bed. I got the whole layer down. We're down to 66. That's pretty good. Or execute y = 66. And they're like, who are you? Why do you have a wrinkly face? I only take orders from Palpatine. And then, in the middle of all that... Oh, great. In the middle of all that, we had rap music started becoming popular, and rap had been around since the 1970s, but I hadn't ever heard any rap before. I'm like, what is this? They're not singing. The first song of this that I heard that they said was rap was something by well, if I remember correctly, the first one... Yeah, technically there was Run DMC with Aerosmith playing Walk This Way. A good song. And it was sort of like singing. Ah! We found it. Well, we'll have to leave that alone, but let's light it up for now. We gotta get rid of those caves. Yeah, then there was a song by somebody called Orange Juice Jones. I saw you walking in the rain. And what was great about that song was at the end he's just talking to his girl. He's basically dissing his girl for the way she acted towards him or whatever it was. It's pretty nasty stuff, really, without using profanity, so that was good. But yeah, he does this, and it's a spoken word section. It's not really a rap because he's singing at the beginning part of the song, and at the end of the song, he's not rhyming. He's not rhyming. He's just talking. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Made it! Oh, wait. And so I thought, that's an okay song, you know. And then I think it was LL Cool J. I might be misremembering this. Came in with this song, which I think was titled something like I Need Love or something like that. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call. You know, there's a rap song. That's rap. He's rapping. You know, rap was there. And I was like, that is a good song. We were privileged in Chicago to hear the best parody of that song. Oh, I wonder if I could do, you know, the bit where he goes, "Hey, hey, baby," you know, is when he starts dissing the girl. But it's like there was this parody where the song was as normal until you got to that part, and then you hear, "Hey, hey, baby." It was this really, really weird sounding guy. Hey, baby. He was a character that was... I'm gonna need to get more of them. I just have to. This stuff is getting on my nerves, and that tree is not grow inge. $11 more. Nope, gotta do more work. Gotta get that work done quickly. Quickly, hurry up! Ah! And so, yeah, after that, there was a lot of rap stuff coming out. And I don't mind rap, mind you. You know, rap music is okay in its own sense. Some of it worth listening to. This was before gangsta rap. And so I had a greatest hits album of Run DMC, and you'll find something weird about that. They're playing slower. Their rap music is slower. I'm the king of rock. There is none higher. Da 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 da. It's like, that is slow stuff. I guess they felt that was a good way to introduce people to rap, is by having it go slower like that. I don't know. But once it started going faster, people had to go faster. It's like, it's the whole genre that they're doing now, and they have to follow it. That's why I didn't like the song "The King of Rock," because how can you be the king of rock when this isn't rock and roll? You're playing rap. Anyway, that's the kind of thing that was going on, and I really don't mind that stuff, but it's on my station, the one I listened to, when they used to play stuff like Rock You Like a Hurricane. And it's like, they could have kept playing Rock You Like a Hurricane. Two Live Crew, and I never heard that one. I think I just gave up on that station around the time Prince did this song that went, "My name is Prince, and I am funky." I'm like, well, take a shower. That's a good song, but it's not good for the same reason. Uh-oh. Yeah? Yeah. All right. So then I switched to a what they called, you know, with no heavy metal and with the pop chart thing completely ruined. there wasn't anything left for me to do except say, ugh. I went to a station that was called an alternative station. Now, back in those days, when they said something was an alternative station, they meant gay, and I didn't know that. I had no reason to believe that. We had a gay neighborhood, and it was a strange in the city. It's still do, I imagine, but I remember being upset not because they were gay, but because that they were trying to make it gay only. And I thought everybody deserves a chance. Oh, there's more of it. Oh, I did that already. Everybody deserved a chance, but they were putting the whole thing in the rainbow. And I thought, well, hey, it's nice these flags are nice. I didn't know about the rainbow flag being a gay thing back then. And I was like, these are nice, beautiful flags. And then they said, it's a reference to gay. And I'm like, well, I'm not gay. If I lived in that neighborhood, I don't know if I'd want to be called gay. And that's what was happening, I think. Anybody in that neighborhood was being called gay because they were, quote, allowing the flag to be flying there. I think it's a beautiful flag. I remember there was still homophobia in movies until the 1990s. Am I misremembering this? Wasn't there a movie about a guy who, because of a series of coincidental things happening, that as a result, everybody was thinking he was gay, and he just kept saying, "I'm not gay," and that was the whole premise of the movie. I forgot what I was trying to say here. They didn't have a gay rock and roll kind of thing. You know, Freddie Mercury. I didn't know about Freddie Mercury. I thought they were called Queen because they liked Queen Elizabeth II. Okay, that's not entirely true, but never mind. But you see, it's not about whether somebody is, like Michael Jackson saying, black or white. It's not about whether they're Hispanic or Latin or this or that or gay or straight or anything. It's about, is there good music? And that was the point. I was upset that my style of music was not being played on the radio. That was all it was. And, you know, I didn't know about Metallica back then. How could I know about Metallica? Oh, now that grew. How could I know about Metallica? It wasn't being played on the radio. I had a cassette. What was on the cassette? Lots of heavy metal. It was called something like Killers or something like that. Where was I? Yeah, so I switched to an alternative station, but I don't think that meant that they were gay. Maybe it was stuff that gay people were more interested in. We did have somebody on Mental Block. Speed Polka. There is no Speed Polka. Weird Al, perhaps, but they weren't singles. No, he did a polka song on every one of his albums, and I hated him for it. I still do. I hate polka. Where was I? Oh, yes. No, the point I was getting at was there was... there was that station, and I said, I'll go listen to that station then. It's not that bad. Yep. As I was saying, Mental Block had a gay member, and we were once in a while we used to have a bot on. I don't remember if it was Skype or if it was our old Discord server, not the current one. And on that bot, oh no, I see that's getting in the way of me finding those caves. I need those there. And so yeah, I'd play this music that was the stuff that was being played on the alternative station, and when they did that, he was most interested in that particular music. And so I'm like, fine, you know. And it was all the music that I'd liked, but it wasn't. They weren't playing they weren't playing any new songs like that. They were only playing the classic songs like that because that's all they had. Ooh, 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 ooh. Clunk. Oh, it did make noise. But they had a thing called the 80s at Noon. And during the show, the 80s at Noon, they'd play all the classic rock and roll I'd not heard on the radio in ages. But it was just the old songs that I'd heard before. And the songs, you know, like, for example, if a song had stopped been playing and I didn't remember it, I was like, oh, I remember this. Or they'd play a song I'd never heard before, like Don't Stop Believin' by Journey, which had never been played locally for some reason on the channel I'd been listening to. Yeah? Yeah. Anyway, enough about that. The point is, it's the great betrayal, Charlie Brown. I'm not picking you up. You stay in there. See if I care. And finally, bloop. And I gotta break them anyway, so I don't know why I bothered. Well, we could do the gravel, because then we could see if there's a cave underneath all that. I don't know. I'm pretty much, it's past the 2-hour mark. I'm getting cranky because rock and roll was, I wouldn't say killed, but there was a problem with it. And they didn't play Def Leppard all that much. It was a nice thing, but they played it on the Countdown station. I mean, not the Countdown. The Countdown radio program, they'd play it. But on the actual radio programming, they didn't do it. Why would they want to? They didn't want to. They had the Latin music. They had rap. They had people wanting rap. They got rap. well, maybe I didn't want to walk that way. No, I love that song. But that doesn't justify playing all those other ones. Alright, yeah, I gotta figure out what we're gonna do here. How am I going to... There's a cave here. I gotta fill that cave in. How am I gonna note that it's right there? Unless... And now where's the other one? There's another one around here somewhere, and I've... Oh, it's the dolphin. Hello, dolphin. Louis the 17th. Was it Louis the 17th? Or was it... Yeah, I think the dolphin was Louis the 17th. Now you see, I've already destroyed the landmark. Oh, here it is. Here's this thing. Well, I'm not going to help you if you get stuck in there. I can't help you if you get stuck in there. I can't help you. I got stuck in there. There's a bar off base called Scorpions or some such. All kinds of Scorpion posters and played Scorpions a lot. That's great. I should move to Korea. Just so I can look at some posters. Yeah, posters. You can listen to posters all day. Get those posters, man. They're hi-fi. Ah. Thought we were at 65 or 66. I'm telling you, man, people and the things they do. The things they do. Scorpions, I remember reading somewhere, were really big in Russia. There was this ad on TV for some collector's cups for rock and roll or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And it went... And they had a little ditty for the whole thing. So it goes... so describing which groups had their own collector's cups or whatever they were. Probably some restaurant or something. Scorpions! Belle Biv DeVoe! Too far up and only by stairs, yeah. Or it was in Brazil. And that's not necessarily a joke you're going to get. Scorpions, Belle Biv DeVoe. And I was like, does anybody listen to Scorpions and Belle Biv DeVoe? That was ridiculous. I mean, I didn't know what Belle Biv DeVoe had ever done for music. And so I didn't know. And so I thought, But it turned out they were the guys behind the song Wishing Well. And oh, was I pissed off when I found out. I hate the Wishing Well song. Da da da, wishing well, kiss and tell. The wishing well. Oh, it's like, it's like that Homer Simpson song where he's going, or he gets in on the song. What was it? Who needs the Quickie Mart? And he's trying to make something rhyme with Quickie Mart without using the word fart. And he says, the Quickie Mart is out, dough! You know, like that. And so that's what I think, though, with the wishing well, yes and tell. Then he goes, the wishing well, and he has to say dough after that, but he doesn't. Yeah, I have to admit, I just don't have any respect for some artists. No offense meant to these artists, but sorry, I don't. Hate that song. Anyway, they played that a lot. Yeah, so anyway, I listened to the music of the so-called station of alternative rock, and they did a good job. I mean, for the most part. Then we had Rich Coase as the DJ at one point, although I forgot what channel he was on. There was one where he was doing a channel, and Rich Coase... Oh, there's that again. If you don't know that name, that's the name of the son of Sven Gulli, if you ever saw that. And if you didn't see that, that's fine. It's basically Elvira without the sex appeal. Is the best way I can put it. Well, I have to say that she was never my type, but I could see how she has sex appeal to other people. And so it was weird for this guy to be... Really weird for this guy to be the DJ. But it was for the comedy routine, I guess. I don't know. There it is! There's the not really a cave, but they told me make sure you block the caves off, but really this isn't a cave. I'm just glad that we found it, you know. Then after that I went crazy about classic rock because, hey, I wasn't finding any decent rock and roll in the new era of really crappy music. And they weren't playing Scorpions, and they weren't playing... And as I was saying about Bill Biv DeVoe, I don't want to talk about that. Music is so annoying if you can't get to listen to the one you want to listen to because there isn't a channel for it. And what am I going to do? Pay for an album? I had no money. I was going to high school. And suddenly I went crazy about Pink Floyd because they were on the classic rock station. But I got to listen to all kinds of music I hadn't ever heard before. You know, you got the Guess Who, the Who. Yeah, the Who and the Guess Who. That about covers everything, I think. It's amazing how it was so hard to find the music you wanted to listen to back in those days. I mean... I don't really know what to say at this point. Why are there going to be so many saplings from one tree? 21, that's a record. Alright, flattening this area out has not been a good idea, but we got to do it today if we can. Get as much of it done as we can. Come on. I'm running out of room. How much we got there? Oh man, that's not gonna... That's taking too much time. See, I could go AFK. Well, I can't go AFK here because I'll get attacked by Phantom of the not opera. Alright, where are we going to start? Let's start at this end. Will Smith. Oh, yeah, Will Smith. It was... What was it? What was it? The Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff. I think DJ Jazzy Jeff was actually the guy... Was the front man in the two-man group there. DJ Jazzy Jeff. I don't remember any songs that they did though, because by then I was not interested in listening to that radio station that might have played it. So when The Fresh Prince became a TV show, I was like, hey, I know this guy from something. There used to be this thing on TV where they were... It wasn't a... What was that thing on TV? There used to be a thing where they would do an interview, and and it was the same thing shown over and over again. It was only a couple of minutes, so it was probably paid sponsor or something. Maybe it was an ad for MTV or something. I don't remember what it was. And they kept talking about them, and then they talked a little bit about Kid and Play. And then there was then somebody announced there was a film called Crush Groove. I'm like, what the hell is Crush Groove? And they said, all these great rappers are coming together on this movie. But what's the movie about? I don't know. I didn't find out what it was about. But I was all gushing about, hey, there's a lot of great musicians. I'm assuming that rap music people are musicians at some level. And I was like, yeah, isn't that just so great? Telling my friends about it, and they're like, what are you going on about rap music for? I mean, I had black friends in high school, and one of them telling about him, and they're like, how do you know all these people and these... They made it sound like it was almost a crime to like any rap music at all. If you were white, I mean. Uh-oh. Minefield. I ended up not watching it. About the full extent of anything like that I ever watched was... Well, I didn't watch the first breakdance movie. I saw the second one, Breakin' 2. Yes, the one with the electric boogaloo. I watched that. How's that for weird? Oh, I know what that is. It's a torch. We got more minefield antics here. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of rap music, but once in a while there's some good stuff. I cannot deny that. I cannot deny them that they do have some good stuff once in a while. Oh! Yeah, this minefield getting really weird. But that was pretty much it. I just was stuck with classic rock, and I liked classic rock. And I became enamored of Pink Floyd and listened to their stuff, and well, not enamored in the sense of loving the people, but loving the group. Where was I? So eventually CDs came out, and I started buying CDs. There was Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and a bunch of others, and I wasn't interested anymore in music on the... I wasn't interested in music anymore on the radio. It was one day the classic rock station stopped playing it, and they played classic rock during the night, but during the day they played talk radio. And there's a lot of crap for talk radio. Which one was... Oh, it's efficiency. So it's not fortune or whatever I would need. Oh, we got some dirt. We get some dirt. Get some dirt. It's okay. So it was The Great Betrayal. There was a funny thing happened in high school. Is nobody else I knew liked Pink Floyd. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. I am running out of space. Alright, let's... well, there's the charcoal. We can't do those, but we could do the coal. I never use coal. Now it sucks that I never lived anywhere that didn't have good classic rock stations. Oh, we might have some now. I don't know. I don't listen to the radio. I only listen to the radio when I need the weather report and I'm too far away from my computer to get the weather report. Yeah, classic rock. They claimed classic rock was great music from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They didn't count anything from the 1950s. They didn't count any classic R&B that was the precursor to rock and roll. So they only did 60s, 70s, and they didn't do very many 80s. Most of what they played was 70s, 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 70s. And then every once in a while they're like, let's play something psychedelic. They had, the other station, as I was saying before, had the 80s at noon. Well, they had... The classic rock station had the Beatles. Was it the Beatles at noon or something like that? There goes that minefield again. You fall in, then you gotta find your way out of the place. You might drown. Yep. Well, I wouldn't drown because I could just place blocks underneath it, but go up that way. 6 classic rock stations dialed in on my car. Well, you're in the car a lot, so if you're not gonna waste any time, maybe you don't want to waste any time playing CDs, or maybe you don't have any CDs. I don't know, or whatever. And so you want to do that. 80s now being classic, yeah, and they are, but they are classic, but they were classic. Back when I was listening to the alternative station, I remember calling in to request the Rolling Stones' Under Cover of the Night. And they were saying, that's the Rolling Stones, it's not alternative. I'm like, well, they're not playing it on the radio. That's alternative, right? So if you play it on the radio, then you have cause to complain about it being not alternative. But if you're playing it on an alternative station, I don't know. I tried. I really viewed that as a bit of an experimental song. I mean, they had that really great riff. These days it's all YouTube and really low bit rates. I hate it. I want to hear the really cool sound of a 320 kbps. Kilobyte per second. Nope, can't do that. You're not allowed to. You have to get it off of YouTube, where the best you could get is like 144. And most of it's like 129. I don't know why it's 129 and not 128. It should be 128. On the other hand, hey, an extra kilobit. Uh-oh, press button. Where's the button I'm looking for? What button was I looking for? I forgot. Doesn't matter. Alright, I will pick you up. Happy now? What are you looking at? If I name tag a dolphin, do you suppose the dolphin will, Oh, damn it. Alright, how do I get out of here? Every time I hear somebody's car, we're out of room. Every time I hear somebody's car go by, it's always they're playing their music loudly, and I'm trying to figure out what they're playing, and I can't. Generally can't figure out what they're playing. What am I trying to say here? Whatever they're playing, it doesn't sound like it's coming from a radio. It sounds like... Well, most of the time I hear boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's just that they've increased the level of bass to the extent that you can't hear anything else. And I'm like, all right, fine. And here's the funny thing. The other day, I was really late getting to bed. I went to bed at 3 p.m. Now that's late. And no, you know what? I got up at 3 p.m. I wasn't that late. No, I went to bed earlier, like 11 or something. 11 a.m. But anyway, it was 3 p.m. I woke up and I heard boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, oh, somebody's playing music on their car radio. I was so pissed off about that. I was like, because I just don't feel very good, about not when I lose a little sleep because of somebody making noise. On the other hand, it wasn't like I was in a hurry to go anywhere or be anywhere or do anything. Like now, actually, it's past 12 o'clock. I should be out doing something. I should have already finished the video. And what did they do? They, video. And so I was like, I gotta find out what this noise is. Is this actually music? What are they playing? And I didn't know. And so I got this opportunity to go outside because some guy arrived and knocked on my door when I was trying to get back to sleep. And he stayed long enough for me to trudge very slowly downstairs to answer the door. And I said, yes, can I help you? And he's like, oh. I mean, he'd been standing there for like 2 minutes at least. I insisted on taking my time. And he says, oh, well, I'm selling doorbell cameras. Which was funny because he knocked on my door. The reason he knocked on my door is because I don't actually have a doorbell. So I managed to push him away and say, no, not interested. But he kept asking questions, and finally I said, well, I don't have to tell you that. And he just finally, so exasperated, he just walked off without another word being spoken. Not my problem. He sucks as a human being. He's just trying to take advantage of people. At some level, that has to be true. Alright, let's see. Have we got the next one ready? Yep. Look at this. We're almost done. This is going to take a while. I'm probably going to have to go to bed before I can get them all. So I looked outside and I said, I mean, I was outside. So I was like, where is the sound of the car Where is the car stereo? Who's got the car stereo that's making that noise? And the boom, 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 boom was still a boom, 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 boom. I get you, boom, boom, boom. That's another song. My mom used to like this guy with this one R&B artist who sometimes had hits on that rock and roll station that wasn't rock and roll anymore. And forgot his name, but he had missing teeth. And I'm like, how can you like that guy if he's got missing teeth? It's because it was about the music and not the looks. But I had the sense that Mom liked the guy for his looks. But I'm like, but he's missing teeth. Where was I? And so where was this boom boom noise coming from? I couldn't find it. I was like, all the cars are silent. And then I realized it was coming from to the south, not to the north. I'm like, okay, fine, but what is it? And then I realized it wasn't coming from a car. It was coming from somebody's backyard. I'm like, what, are they playing a stereo in the backyard very loudly? And no, they weren't doing that. All right. Where's that, where is that? There's like one more block here that's... There's one more dirt block around here. Well, on this side there's some... I'll get to you later. Uh-oh. Don't do that. Oop. I gotta go back. I don't even have time to place these torches. Come on. Ah. Boy, you have a lot of text there. They made me take damage on the bed, even though I was on the bed. Da, 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 da. I've got to do this stupid thing. Yeah, I really don't need them right now. They can wait. Oh, we are so near finished to this thing. Then I gotta flatten it out, and then I gotta turn everything remaining into grass blocks. All that has to be turned into grass blocks. And then I have to work out the perimeter. There. See, it's not really a cave, it's a channel. It's all kind of pointless, to be honest. It's all channels at this point. And so what happened was that it turns out that it looks like it was a house, although I didn't see them playing. I got a little closer to it, and it sounded like a marching band. I'm like, it's a high school marching band doing band practice or something. All right, all right. That explained why there were so many cars on the street. Although we had a lot of cars, ooh. We had a lot of cars on the street because with Puerto Rican flags on it. I guess there's a Puerto Rican Day parade somewhere. I don't know when it was. If there was one, I probably missed out on it. I tend not to go to parades because I think parades should be reserved to when it is a wonderful day, a wonderful thing has happened in the world, and people have reason to be happy. Having a parade when you're sad is just sad. Wait, I actually got all of it? Amazing. Extraordinary. Yeah, I gotta make room for... Get rid of any of the other blocks that are not being used for building the iron farm. Will now go in this one. What else? My brain is all fuzzy. It's like when I was going to high school. I needed sleep and I needed to get up at a certain time because high school started at 8:00, whereas grammar school and quote junior high unquote started at 9. Fortunately, I didn't have to do both of those at the same time, but you know what I mean. Now I had to go earlier, and I had a really crappy alarm clock that, although it had an LED display, it was this green LED, and now I felt sick whenever I looked at it. And I was being woken up before I was supposed to get up because there was some guy working on his car, and he was playing REM's Losing My Religion. I'm like, I always felt that he was playing it loudly on his car while he was working on it because he was trying to get people to become atheists or something, trying to convert people to atheism. Is all I can say about that. Really, I don't know whether he was like that, but that's what I used to think. And I wanted to, I gotta do. And he was playing it. He was playing it every day, and so I was like, well, obviously he must be playing this song not on a car radio, but he must be playing a tape on the on the car radio. So it's like, Now I wanted to play some music to make him stop, and I didn't have anything on cassette because I didn't know about Metallica, and I didn't know about this, and I didn't know about that. I was like, play some music, play something loud and annoying, and the only thing I had was Quiet Riot. Come on, feel the noise. People gotta learn to not be too loud, to not bother people too much. I mean, even if you think people shouldn't sleep during the day, I mean, there is a need for people to do stuff at night, and they have to sleep during the day. It's only fair. You give people a chance. Oh, fuck. All right, fine. Which way do I go? Yep. Uh-oh. Once we did that, so we do this one. Looks smaller, doesn't it? At last! Oh, wait, still some over here. And one more. Right, so that's still there. But it goes this way around here and then comes out here. Well, it'd be better if we broke it at this end first. And then there's one over there, and then there's... oh, that's just regular stuff. I think I should want to place the dirt first. Music should not mean so much to people that it causes them to despair. That they're not going to ever get some sleep. Or to despair of losing their religion. No, you can lose your religion if you want, obviously. But it's like... a person who doesn't want to lose their religion might get offended. But, I know, who really cares? At some level... which one is this? This is the one. All right, get out the dirt. Hey man, we need the dirt. Well, we're getting to the end of the episode. We've cleared this area out. I have to work out where the perimeter is. I have to work out everything else. We're going to work on this stuff right now. What I should do is... No, this is all enclosed. Okay, good. It's all enclosed. A lot of craziness happening in the world today. Used to be we could talk about it, but now there's just too much politics going one way or going another way, and I hate everybody. So it's probably better I never ever 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 talk politics. Sure, okay. All right, we're gonna have to wrap this up. I've got things I gotta do outside of this thing. Because if I don't wrap this up, I'm going to end up talking politics. Who cares about my personal views on politics? You probably have your own personal views on politics. Whichever kind of politics you're for or against or whatever. It's all going to come to naught. All politics will come to naught. There will be terrible things in the world. Political inadequacy leads to war. We will have war. Political inadequacy will lead to disruption of basic essential things that you need to live life. And those will happen. And so I have absolutely no interest in talking politics right now. Wait, where is it? There we are. I'm against all of the politics. Would that everyone could say that. Well, that was dumb of me. Oh. You know you're doing it. You know you're doing this for too long when you got an itchy nose. Then my browser completely freezes up so I can't hear your video. Oh, you know what? Maybe I got a connection problem. I have no way of checking if I have a good connection problem. what's over there? And what's over there? Ah. Okay. Nice to know. We're at the 2:58 mark. Yeah, it's gonna be 3 hours. It's gonna be over 3 hours. I can't escape that. I'm just gonna have to be late with the other things I have to do. It's weird because this is Monday. Monday is typically a day where one has a lot of work to do, regardless of whether one has a job. I'm not able to do jobs anymore. I'd need to have an operation before I could have a job. They won't hire me if I don't get that operation. This is a dumb thing to talk about, so I won't. Did it again. This is doing pretty well. I might as well start at the perimeter. We need a 50 by 50 area, so that's this. Negative 88. That's pretty good. And so then there's this. Oh. Might be a problem. Well, let's say 100. No, wait. 445. What did I say? 88? Yeah. Alright, so we do this. And there we go. So then we gotta do 50. So that's 138. Well, what's 25? What's 88 plus 25? That's 113. Although it wouldn't be there, but... Okay, so then it's 138. There we go. Okay, 445 minus 25 is 420. Nice. And so that's 395. Fine, this goes to 420. Now we can break these down. Oops. And where's the other one? There. Okay, so 88 plus, what was it, 50? That's 395. Oh, it would be right there. All right, there we go. I've still got to clear out the rest of that stone and turn it into dirt. And I've still got to clear out a couple of channels, but we're pretty much done here. It's past the 3-hour mark, and we've got everything set up exactly how we need it. I'm going to need to do some of this, of course. That won't take too long. This is the easy stuff. Oop, There's a lot of this going on here. That's it. Well, I want to think... What the hell? Why is my neck like that? What the hell? It looks okay here. What's that button for reloading the shaders? It's not a shader issue. Have I been crooked necked all day? What the hell? Ow! I know I have a bad. I actually do have an occasionally bad neck, but how? How did this happen? Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. Maybe if I take this off. What happened? Now I gotta look at the beginning of the video to see if this happened, if this was a problem then. Oh boy. I know I have a bad neck, but this is ridiculous. Well. I was not expecting that, let's just say. And let's also just say that I'm very sorry that I have to end the video now. Because we're just getting interesting here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the shadow has it too. Alright, what's the... There. Reload chunks. That's not going to do it, is it? Nope. Show hitboxes. No, that's not going to do it. Show chunk boundaries. Reload resource packs. That's what we need. That feels so much better. I'm telling you, these are serious problems. These ooh, get a little swirly going on with the sun. It's a pinwheel. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's been crazy, and I have to go to bed very shortly. And well, when I come back, I should have everything ready. I wanted to bring over the villagers, but I can't do that. But I have to do that off camera, and I have to bring it all off camera because I have to build the damn thing while watching the other video, and I hate that. I wanted to do it on camera. All right, well, see you next time. Bye-bye. And remember, it's your neck's on the line, too, if something isn't done about the bad politics. Let's just leave it at that. Bye-bye.